I'm here. If anybody else is. Alright, we got 9. It's 8. Somebody dropped out. Hey. I'm going to give everyone a few minutes just to kind of tune in. I'm glad you're here. What? You guys can't just like teach yourselves? That's sad. Alright, I'm gonna give everyone, like I said, just a few minutes. Catch up, finish the film, all of that stuff. Lost a couple. What is going on? There we go. And they're back. Yes. We will cover that. That's exactly kind of part of what we need to talk about. Boom. I wish you could do that. Everybody see that video of the what is it? Where all the kids are like dancing and they all start naming off. Like they do that sound off where they all do their like, I'm Stacy, Eric, Chad, Monica. I wish we could do that sound off for all of you guys. Is there really? Hold on. Okay, how's now? Does this match with the words I'm saying? Sound good? Okay. Good. So, yeah, what is that even from? That's I want to say a Czech Republic. It's either Czech or I think it's Czech. Yeah. So, here's the deal. I think since at least most of you are here, and if we can't sound off with the rest, my question is to you guys, again, first, whatever. It is what it is. Sorry for those difficulties, but well done, you guys staying on your toes. So here's my question. Do you pull the lever? If that's your kid, a relative, or someone near and dear to you, do you pull the lever for the train full of unknowns? The name thing. Do you pull the lever to save a train full of people at the expense of the person near and dear to you? A train full of people who are someone else's kid or relative, someone else's loved one. Yeah, in the movie, he brings his kid. There's a little bit of a kind of choppy sort of Quentin Tarantino thing in the beginning, where they're walking by and they see the train as it's leaving, and then it's going to come back into the town. The son was trying to pull the emergency lever. So the kid knows his father's work, knows all about his father's business, and the kid knew that the train was coming too early. And in fact, if you saw, there were red lights, like they showed from the train, there were red lights which were the "you don't go yet" type of thing, and the train just blew by them. So the son ran, and since he couldn't get a hold of his dad's attention to pull the lever, the son, knowing his father's business, knew where the emergency lever pull was, and so went to reach in and pull the lever, the emergency lever to lower the bridge. Fell in, got stuck in the giant gears. The dad, not knowing, seeing his son fall in, but not knowing, he could be in the gears or he could be fine. And so it wasn't just one or the other. It was, if the dad pulled the lever, there was a chance he couldn't reach his son if his son got caught in the gears. Turns out his son did and died. And I think that that's kind of the big thing. How do you even make that call? I don't know if it's that easy to pick, because how would you even know what you do until you're ever faced with a situation like that? Right? Is it really so easy a call to make, like returning a shopping cart? Is it that easy to really know what you would do ahead of time? So I show this video every semester, and it hasn't gotten easier to get through. Partially because if you'd been paying attention, that kid not only looks like my son, but so reminds me of him. And since I started teaching over 3 years ago, I still haven't come to a place where I can say one way or the other what I'd do. And I've thought about it a lot. See, we could easily have just gotten into the trolley car problem and talk sheer numbers. 1 or 5 people. What do you save? 10 people or the 100 people? What do you save? But that's easy when it's detached. I did. You're not the only one. I did. Like I said, that was my point. I cry and I know the video. That's easy when it's detached. The trolley car problem, the issue with it is the detachment. And that detachment, being detached, it's how we justify all kinds of murder and killing. We're detached. It's impersonal. We're removed. It's basically like a video game if you're just doing a drone strike, right? But what about if you had to murder someone to save someone else or a group of people? What if you had to kill someone for the train not to hit that 100 people? What if that was the dilemma and not just detached numbers where you're back pulling a lever and you don't even see who these people are? What if you actively had to choose to take a life to save a train full of people? And what if that person you had to murder was your son or daughter? What then? Do you see how making it personal changes everything? Think about it this way. You're a Jew in Nazi-occupied Germany, and there's a raid in the house that you and a number of other Jewish families are hiding in, and you have a newborn, and your newborn is colicky, and you can't leave. There's no getting out and away. Do you suffocate your newborn baby to save everyone? See, it's more than just levers we talk about, especially as we get into utilitarianism. We transition and pivot away from egoism directly into something that is wholeheartedly altruism at the expense of any self-interest. And it's more than just levers. It's lives, it's people, it's humans. Anyway, we talked last class about self-interest and the pursuit of what your own best self-interest is. The pursuit of your own best self-interest. That's true. But then that argument could easily be, Braden, that argument easily could have been, you could use that argument to justify abortion too, right? Which we'll get into in 5-7. And I ended it last class, asking you just what and how you might know just what is your best self-interest until the outcome. Do you know? How can you know beforehand? Before the outcome. Isn't it the outcome that really determines and ultimately resolves what's in your own best self-interest? And this is where consequentialism as an ethical theory must enter the discussion on ethics. See, consequentialism essentially posits that what is good and right is determined solely by the outcome, by the consequences. So, if you achieve the good you were hoping to achieve, it's good. It doesn't matter how you achieved that good you were striving to achieve. If you achieved the right thing you were hoping to achieve, then it's right. It doesn't matter how you achieved that right you were striving to achieve. Consequentialism is essentially stating the ends justify the means. So, lie, cheat, steal, do whatever, as long as the outcome is what you're after. Those actions are all justified in you achieving that outcome. It makes me think of, there's places called crisis pregnancy centers, if anybody knows what these are. And certain states have passed laws that these crisis pregnancy centers do not have to disclose their sort of business agenda, essentially. So all businesses have that sort of like mission statement or things like that, what their goals are. And certain states have protected these crisis pregnancy centers so that they don't have to disclose what their mission statement is, what their goal is. Their agenda. These crisis pregnancy centers are set up generally along or across the street from or very close proximity to Planned Parenthood, and their goal is to do whatever it takes to make a woman who is pregnant, and I emphasize the word make, keep the baby, follow through with the pregnancy. Deceive, be slightly unjust, be kind of sneaky, and that's just putting it kindly. Do whatever it takes to make the pregnant woman follow through with the pregnancy. Now, they don't offer any sort of pay for the maternity leave or anything like that. Their goal is solely birth. Consequentialism. As long as we achieved the goal of the woman carrying the baby to term, it doesn't matter how we go about doing it. Lying, cheating, refraining from telling someone, whatever it takes. The mistakes and foolhardy actions, and this is kind of a big thing, the mistakes and foolhardy actions and choices along the way don't matter so long as you achieve the desired good or right. For the consequential... Wow, that's quite a start to that afternoon special. For access to the full video, or to get the full course, or just support me making new content that has everything or nothing to do with what you just watched, head on over to my Patreon, link in the bio. Join the community. I'd love to see you there and have you become a part of something bigger than me, but something where I can play my part just the same. See you there.